Hello and welcome to this episode of my tutorial videos. The subject of today's video is economics and the topic is profit maximizing output when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. The profit maximizing output is determined in a firm where the marginal revenue of the firm becomes exactly equal to marginal cost. Producing beyond that point will reduce total profit of the firm. Right? Now I will draw the diagrams and I will suggest that you draw the diagrams along with me, because that will enable you to understand the thing more clearly and more in depth. Okay, so I am drawing the diagrams. Now the condition that MR will be equal to MC to determine the output where the firm can maximize profit is applicable in case of perfectly competitive firm and a firm operating in an imperfect market. Right? So in this section of both diagrams, here we are drawing the MR, MC and total revenue and total cost of a perfectly competitive firm. This is perfect competition. And this is a firm operating in an imperfect market. Right? In a perfectly competitive firm, the firm is a price taker. That is, the price is given. The price is fixed in the industry by the demand supply condition, and that price is accepted by every perfectly competitive firm, and according to their cost condition they determine what output they will produce. Right? So in a perfectly competitive firm, this is the average revenue curve, that is marginal revenue curve, that is the price. The marginal cost curve intersects MC. Now say this is point S. So OQ is the profit maximizing output. Why? You see, on the left of Q, marginal revenue is more than marginal cost. That means if he produces here, if the firm produces here, then he is losing this much profit. So he won't do so, he will move to here. Similarly, if the producer produces beyond point Q, that is, suppose he produces something like here, then you see marginal cost is more than marginal revenue. That means the firm is incurring loss. So this is OQ is the profit maximizing output. Now in this diagram, here we have measured quantity on x-axis, and here we have measured average revenue, marginal revenue and price. Three are same thing in case of a perfectly competitive firm. Here we measure total revenue and total cost. In a perfectly competitive firm, the total revenue curve will start from the origin and will be an upward straight line. Why? Because price is given. The firm cannot change the price. That's why the total revenue curve will be like this. Okay. It will start from the origin, because at zero output there is no revenue. Here we measure quantity. Here we measure total revenue and total cost. Right? Now the total cost curve will be, this is total cost curve, like this. This is the maximum profit the firm is earning. This is point Q, OQ, and this is the maximum profit the firm is earning. This whole is the profit region, and this is the maximum profit. So OQ is the profit maximizing output. Now we move to imperfect competition. In imperfect competition, AR and MR are not horizontal but downward sloping. So let the AR curve be like this, and MR lies below AR. This is MR, this is AR. The condition is MR will be equal to MC. Let this be the MC. At this point, MC intersects MR. Let this be point T. So here, say M is the OM is the output. That means by producing OM units, the firm is maximizing its profit. You see, at the left of point M, here or here, marginal revenue is more than marginal cost. Say here, marginal revenue is more than marginal cost. So if the producer produces at this point, that means he is losing this profit. So he won't do so. He will move to right to point M, and beyond point M, if the producer is producing something like here, then you see MC is greater than MR, right? So the producer will shift leftward to point M. So M is the profit maximizing output, where MR equals to MC. Now if we draw the total revenue and total cost figures, this is total revenue. This is total revenue curve, and this is total cost curve. Okay, this is N, ON units, same thing. You see, this is the maximum profit the firm is earning. This region is the profit region. Green shaded area is the profit region. And the firm is maximizing its profit at OE units when the total profit is this much. Correct? Now we will use calculus to interpret this. Please watch carefully. Profit, this pi, is equal to total revenue minus total cost. Correct? At maximum profit level, any change in quantity produced will not result in additional profit. That means change in profit will be zero. So if we differentiate profit with respect to Q, and we can set it to equal to 0, right? So differentiating differentiating pi with respect to q, what do you get? ddq pi is equal to ddq tr minus tc, correct? Or ddq pi equals to ddq tr minus ddq tc. Now ddq p is zero, because as at max profit, change in profit is zero, ddq p is zero. 0 equal to ddq tr is mr. Here you have differentiated total revenue with respect to q, minus, and ddq c means mc, or mr equals to mc. So this is the interpretation through calculus, and this is diagrammatic representation of profit maximizing output of the producer. The producer maximizes his profit when the marginal cost becomes equal to marginal revenue. Producing anything beyond that point where MR becomes equal to MC will reduce the producer's profit. Okay. Now this part is for perfect competition, and this part is for imperfect competition, maybe monopoly. In perfectly competitive firm, the average revenue curve or marginal revenue curve or price line is horizontal straight line. As price is given, the producer, the firm cannot sell any additional unit at increased price. So P is fixed. P is fixed in the industry by the demand supply conditions. So Q is the profit maximizing output, and what is the maximum profit that we have drawn here, where this is total revenue curve, this is total cost curve. Here curve is upward sloping from origin, because at zero output total revenue is zero, and since price is fixed, the seller cannot change the price. Here will be a straight line, upward straight line, and this is total cost. You see, this is the green shaded area is the profit region, and the firm is maximizing profit where MC becomes equal to MR, that is at point Q, and this is the maximum profit. In case of a firm operating in imperfect competition, maybe a monopoly, the AR and MR are downward sloping and MR lies below, and in another video we will learn that slope of marginal revenue curve is double the slope of average revenue curve, or the average revenue curve slope is half of the slope of marginal revenue curve. We will learn these things in another video, correct? So AR and MR both are downward sloping. This is a marginal cost curve. MC cuts MR at point T. This is point P. So OM is the profit maximizing output. And here in this part of the diagram we have shown the maximum profit. This is the maximum profit. The difference between total revenue and total cost, the maximum difference between total revenue and total cost curve, that is maximum profit. So the firm is earning maximum profit at OM units of output where marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. Now in this part we have seen how using calculus the same thing can be derived. Profit is pi, that is equal to TR minus TC. TR is total revenue curve, TC is total cost curve. Total cost, TR is total revenue and TC is total cost. So if we differentiate pi with respect to Q and set it equal to 0, then we get what? We get DDQ TR minus DDQ TC is equal to 0. Why 0? Because at maximum profit there is no change in profit with respect to change in output. Correct? So 0 equal to M minus MC. So M equals to MC. Right? Yeah. Okay, so I hope this is enough for this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do click the like button and please do subscribe our channel. And if you have any query, if you need some explanation, clarification, please feel comfortable to be in touch with me through the comment box. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Goodbye, stay well.